Good afternoon, Mark Sudduth, HurricaneTrack.com here with your Hurricane and Hurricane HD video blog for Monday, July 30th, 2012. First, we'll take a look at sea surface temperatures and the anomalies. This is the current sea surface temperature pattern across the Atlantic Basin, and you can see that the 26 degrees Celsius line covers a good deal of the Atlantic, especially west of about 40 degrees longitude here. Very, very warm sea surface temperatures as we're getting towards the peak months of the hurricane season. 26 degrees Celsius is roughly 79 degrees Fahrenheit. This is the 28 degrees Celsius line right here, which is about 82 degrees Fahrenheit. And that is important because our tropical wave, 99L, is sitting right about there, and it's over very warm water temperatures. Then you have 29 degrees Celsius, and finally 30 degrees Celsius in the Gulf. Very, very warm, upper 80s for sea surface temperatures across this region, with the vast majority of the western Atlantic at 82 degrees or higher. Departures from normal. It is interesting to note that a good deal of the main development region through here is either right at or, in some instances, above normal sea surface temperature wise. You can see here, even though this is kind of far south, but even these yellow areas that don't have a closed off isotherm or line of equal temperature, you still have these large areas like this, and then through here that are running maybe a half a degree Celsius or more, and then even surrounding these areas. And this is really interesting to me because now, if you look at it like that, your only really normal areas, which is right here on the scale, is through here, a little bit here, a little bit here. Everything else running above normal, even a quarter to a half a degree, and then of course some instances 1 degree and 2 degrees Celsius right off the coast of Africa, of all places, above normal. That adds quite a bit of extra energy across this region, and that was not forecast to be the case. The seasonal forecasts that came out early in the spring, and then even the later part of the spring, were indicating a colder main development region through here than we're seeing. So we may have some changes next week in the seasonal forecast. We'll have to wait and see. Boy, look at the northwest Atlantic Basin. Wow. Very, very warm anomalies. 1, 2, 3 degrees Celsius above normal. If we get a hurricane coming up the east coast towards the Maritimes, anything like that, you know, a direct hit coming north like Juan did in 2003, it actually came into Halifax. This anomaly pattern up here is really going to start to matter as we get into the heart of the hurricane season, because water temperature is running 4 to 5 degrees Fahrenheit above normal. You know, we just better hope that there's no hurricanes to take advantage of that. And then right off the Outer Banks here, very warm temperatures compared to normal. And again, if you get a storm that's curving north and it wants to hit the east coast, that could be a problem. This is the time of year where this starts to matter. Looking at a wider perspective of the anomalies, check out what's going on in the eastern Pacific. I know it's just a minor area, but look at these cold anomalies starting to show up now just off of South America. Definitely on the blue side. I'm not just seeing things there. And then we have these yellows starting to come in here more and more, starting to just eat away a little bit at the El Nino that's trying to develop. Remember, it's not officially an El Nino yet, and the atmosphere is certainly not behaving as such. And then, boy, you can really see the Atlantic anomalies sticking out through here. So, interesting that we're heading to the peak of the season, and we're not really seeing El Nino conditions. This basically the warm side of neutral, and the Atlantic Basin warmer, I think, than most of the experts thought it would be by the time we got to August. Alright, so what's going on in terms of development potential? We're seeing a couple of areas pop up now. One is here in the middle of the tropical Atlantic. Another one right off the North Carolina, South Carolina coast. A weak area of low pressure is going to develop and then scoot on off to the northeast. There's a chance that the Hurricane Center could take interest in it. That is not uncommon when you get these troughs that come in, these little cold fronts, and then you get a little area of low pressure on there that fires up. and then they take off to the northeast. This will not be of any concern, even if it does develop, just sort of a waste of a name if it happens. This, though, will be more interesting. This is Invest Area 99L, and then we have the East Pacific trying to come to life, although there's nothing out there to speak of right now. In the Western Pacific, a couple of tropical storms and one typhoon. Both of these could impact China, maybe even bring some news-making headlines because of the flooding and just the bombardment of typhoons out there in recent days. All right, so in the Atlantic, we do have Invest Area 99L, and just a real quick refresher, Hurricane Center labels these areas of investigation 90 through 99 to give them a little number, and that just helps to distinguish them. Let's just say that, for example, this one was worth investigating further. They would label it 90, because this one's 99. You'd go back to the beginning of the sequence, and they get the L, the letter L, for Atlantic Basin. Atlantic. Got it? I didn't make it up. That's just the way it goes. And then what they do is they assign satellite resources to these regions. Universities can study them more, their atmospheric science programs. An example is the University of Wisconsin, the Cooperative Institute for Meteorological Satellite Studies. They can devote resources to tracking these, predicting what they might do, put computer model resources. Now everyone has a sort of an identifier, 99L, that they can talk about. That way there's no confusion. Is it this area? Is it this area? Is it this area? No, 99L is this, so that's why they name them. Same reason why we name storms and hurricanes, to keep up with them better. So there it is, 99L. Doesn't look too impressive on this satellite picture. Probably going to take a couple of days for it to fully develop, and a big reason behind that, there's still considerable dry air sitting out over the tropical Atlantic. However, 99L sitting south, right here about 8 degrees, 8.5 degrees of latitude, is the center of the broad low pressure area, far enough away that it won't choke it off completely, but it does have to move farther west towards this warmer water that's sitting over here, and I think it'll develop slowly and could become our next tropical storm. Luckily, the global computer models not indicating a strong system. The GFS model, the Global Forecast System model, is pretty good at depicting when something's going to be rather strong. I remember last year you'd see these tropical waves come off, and a couple of them, Irene and Katia, and the year before with Igor, you could really see as it came off, these different storms, they developed, the GFS would jump all over it, and you would see a lot of isobars in the model, and a very round appearance to the precipitation pattern. And with this system, 99L, it's pretty aggressive with it, probably gets it to a tropical storm, but it's still just early enough that it's not being very aggressive, so I think it'll develop and might bring some squally weather, maybe tropical storm conditions eventually to the windwards and leewards here, which today, and I'll address this more in a minute, you guys are experiencing this other tropical wave already. So the Saharan air layer losing its influence, getting farther and farther north as these waves of low pressure come off and try to develop. That dry air won't be as much of an issue. Now here's an analysis of it. This is what I was talking about. This is from the CIMSS site at the University of Wisconsin. I don't think it takes too much of a genius to figure out that we do have rotation in here. Broad area of rotation sitting right in here. I look for an S shape to the system right here. You can see that. Doesn't take too much imagination to pick out the S as this whole region trying to rotate, embedded in the intertropical convergence zone where the air from the northern hemisphere is colliding with the air flow from the southern hemisphere, and occasionally you get a tropical wave that moves through with an additional low pressure area. Then the whole thing starts to rotate and gain energy. Looking at sea surface temperatures, now this is interesting. All of this color right in here is 28 degrees Celsius or 82 degrees Fahrenheit, and a few speckles, freckles almost, of the next color up, which is 29 degrees Celsius, and I think that's right, yeah, 27, 28, 29, yeah, because the next one is 30. So Definite warm water temperatures in the path of this system. The eye there, the center of the broad area of low pressure. And if you look at it on a broad satellite picture, here it is down here. It's going to take it a little while to develop. You can see that African dust to the north. But once it moves to the west-northwest here slowly and steadily, it's not racing. And by the way, that's the other thing. This system is not moving west at like 20 miles per hour. It's steadily moving along, yes, but it's not racing, meaning we don't have this huge area of high pressure sitting out here just blasting these systems along, and that's why the water temperatures are warming up. You don't have the wind blowing across the water, evaporating the surface layer, mixing it up. So these are all signs that we can have a quite active August and September. If you're in the Lesser Antilles, you remember me telling you the last couple of days to be ready. This tropical wave is going to be moving through your area. It'll continue to move off to the west-northwest, bringing showers and thunderstorms through the greater Antilles here. And beyond that, I don't see much indication that it'll develop. But you never know once it gets to the Western Caribbean what might happen. Always a good idea to just stay on top of these things. Well, there you have it. You're up to date for this Monday, the 30th of July. I'll be back here again tomorrow with another look at 99L. Be sure to continue to follow its progress, of course, in updates with Hurricane and Hurricane HD, and, of course, from the National Hurricane Center website. And we'll see what happens with it. The tropics might finally, as if people are really excited about it, right? But for those of us who like to track these storms, it is interesting that things are starting to show signs of life out there. Again, I am Mark Sudduth, my website, hurricanetrack.com. Always a pleasure to provide these informational videos to Hurricane and Hurricane HD, and I'll do it again tomorrow.